But the accused, sorry, I'm sorry to jut in, but the accused have applied for legal aid because they don't have the financial capability of funding a case like this. We all know that.
Funding regarding the cost of the experts, in that the family members were impecunious, they had raised certain monies, but they were not enough to cover the costs for the ballistic expert. And indeed, my lord, they confirmed that we could apply, but rather Mr. Munisi should be the one that's making that application, and the ballistic expert as well must apply for accreditation. So far as I know, Mr. Munisi will take it, my lord. Both processes were undertaken. We have received communication from Mr. Munisi and the ballistic expert regarding the respective applications, my lord. That's how far I will take it, my lord. That's the court places.
Yes, Mr. Munisi.
My lord, the information that was proffered by Mr. Baloyi, I think it captures everything. It was so that the legal aid suggested, the legal aid South Africa suggested that the counsel or the lawyer who's representing the accused, who allegedly was found in possession of the alleged firearm that was allegedly used in the alleged killing of the deceased, should be the one rather making that application. I've submitted all documents. We're still waiting for the outcome, my lord. Thank you.
Yes, Mr. Romano.
Thank you, my lord. I have nothing further to add. Thank you.
Ms. Mshololo.
Thank you, my lord. I also confirm that the preparations and partial payment has been made to Mr. de Klerk, the expert, and then we are waiting for the legal aid to fund the expert for the balance of the invoice charged by the expert, my lord.
Sorry, my lord, I just interject to say, further to that, my lord, we have consulted with the ballistic expert regarding the evidence, and his report is ready, my lord. So it's only the issue of funding, my lord, for now, as the court places.
You know what surprises me? The evidence of the of the ballistic expert was led when in August. Is that not so?
Indeed, my lord.
I mean, this is South Africa. When I say some of these things, I'm told I'm this and that and that.
So Mzansi Court is back in session, and it already starts with a lot of drama. First of all, you know what? Ratha has an absolute point. It seems the defense is always causing delays, and this time it had to do with the ballistic expert and how to actually pay him. So Ratha starts counting down since last year. Since last year, you haven't figured this out. You couldn't do these applications. Only now that it's time for the ballistic expert to be called, are you now sitting down to try to figure out the finances to pay this guy, who's also very difficult to find because his schedule is also not the easiest of all. Ratha is not wrong, but this was hilarious that he says, well, when I say anything, they say this and that. Who is he talking about? Who is the they? And he also said, since this is South Africa, what do you guys think he was referring to? Comment down below, let us know. But let's hear the rest of his rant.
August. And the case was then postponed on the basis that the defense here wants to consult with their their ballistic expert, who unfortunately is committed somewhere else. But Mr. Ramosipidi actually told me that they have preliminarily consulted with him. I mean, now it's August, September, October, November, December, January, February, March, April. 8 months. This has not been done. 8 months. Mr. Munisi, is it not 8 months?
I haven't calculated the period, the time frame.
Yes, the first postponement was in August, if I remember.
Yes, madam.
Right.
But maybe let me bring the following to the attention of the court, madam. We took the matter up with the accused, who mentioned that there's a possibility that their family members will be able to raise the finances. However, as time went on, we realized that that could be a tough hurdle to go over. That was then the reason why, and basically the expert with who we consulted initially then gave us his account, his invoice. We realized that the gentleman would not have been able to afford that. Even myself, I could not have been able to afford that, let alone his daily appearance. Then we formulated an opinion that we needed to get an alternative funding, which is the reason why early this year, almost like a month ago, we then approached Legal Aid South Africa. This was not out of our own making. It was because of the circumstances that I've just mentioned.
Okay, I hear you. So when was the application then submitted? Because what you are telling me to the Legal Aid Board,
Yes, ma'am.
you are not telling me that in August last year we submitted an application for funding of the ballistic expert from the Legal Aid Board on such and such a day, and then they gave us a response on such and such. Where's the correspondence? We're just talking. Where's the correspondence?
Which is the reason why, my lord, I'm trying to explain that initially,
Yes.
as we took up the matter with the accused, they said there's a possibility that they could be in a position to raise the money or the amount that would be needed to finance their defense out of their own pocket.
But the accused, sorry, I'm sorry to jut in, but the accused have applied for legal aid because they don't have the financial capability of funding a case like this. We all know that. And this case started 27 October 2020?
2022.
2022.
Yes.
Right. And as of then, it's when they applied for legal aid. Now they're again applying for legal, they are saying, oh, you know what? We have some money. We'll raise money somehow. I mean, you as responsible counsel, you should have brought it to their attention that, look, ballistic experts are expensive. You need, because that guy must have given you a quotation, you need about 30 million or whatever.
That is exactly what we did, man.
Aye.
Unfortunately, we cannot just do things as we wish. We need to consult with them and concur with them for a final decision.
Who are those now?
The accused. Remember, we are creature of
let's cut this
instructions,
short.
my lord.
Are the accused able to fund the ballistic experts' costs? Are they?
They are not able, my lord. It transpired that they would not have been able, which is the reason why then we had to approach the Legal
And
Aid
it took
South
us 8
Africa.
months to discover that.
Excuse me, my lord.
It took us 8 months to discover that.
My lord, unfortunately,
I'm not excoriating you.
excuse me, my lord.
I'm not excoriating you.
Yes, I
Teasing.
understand.
I'm just trying to get the logic of people in a trial like this. They postpone it in August to consult with a the ballistic expert, and they know that this gentleman doesn't come cheap. I mean, you are all practicing lawyers.
Yes.
You know that. And then 8 months down the line, nothing has happened. Because at the moment, nothing has happened.
My lord, I would basically not say that nothing has happened, but when a person says to me that, or to us, or if our client says there's a possibility, we'll talk to our families, probably something can come out of this. We can't just say to them, no, don't do that, then we'll approach the Legal Aid South Africa, my lord.
Yeah, okay.
Yes.
Can we phone
It's
Mr.
just an
Yeah, fine.
unfortunate situation.
Okay,
Yes.
fine. Can you phone the head of the legal aid board? He must come to court.
Okay, now.
No, maybe tomorrow, because it baffles me. Baffles me.
The court, my lord.
I used to handle cases where you need an expert. You first ask the expert. You give the expert the evidence, and you tell him, I want to engage you to rebut this and this and this and this. What are your costs? And then the expert tells you it's 30 million. But because your clients are on legal aid, for me it's common sense. They can't afford that money. or me. Then you make an application to the Legal Aid Board. Now, it can't take 8 months. So let's have Mr. Majuto come in here and tell us whether the Legal Aid Board wants to finance this or not. Okay.
As a court pleases, my lord.
Yes, Mr.
What an interesting day in court, first day in session, but Ratha is not wrong. I have to be fair and, not only highlight whenever he does something funny or critical, but really highlight what he did today, showing the defense, and I would say going into lecture mode and saying, come on, guys, it's been a whole 8 months. You can't tell me you're trying to wait for your clients to fund the payment for the ballistic expert, which you already know is astronomical and past their affordability. You need to use your common sense. And he literally said that, and I quote, and he said, they are on legal aid. Therefore, it means they cannot afford to pay the ballistic expert. But I guess that is debatable. I mean, we'll look at Jackie Pamotse, who, has a whole publishing company, has her books going into the movies, and has this, and House in Senton, Porsche 911. The list goes on. But when it came time to have legal representation, dololo, she suddenly was a legal aid recipient. There is definitely a catch, and we want to hear all about it tomorrow when Mr. Legal Aid Boss comes in. The head of legal aid has been, I would say, subtly summoned by Ratha. Not exactly a full-on summon, but he's been summoned to come to court and explain, is he going to fund the ballistic expert, yes or no? Let's not drag this, let's get straight to the point. And to be fair, we like this because now we're dwelling on the ballistic expert and not really exactly who exactly killed Senzo Meyiwa, because that still is alleged, as Mnisi said, allegedly the one who pulled the trigger of the alleged gun for the deceased. We don't know what's happening. Okay, Mzansi, that's it from me. Please comment down below. Let me know your thoughts on legal aid. If you have knowledge of how legal aid works, how exactly does it work? So how does somebody who can afford stuff suddenly not be able to afford legal representation? And also, can you, there's just a lot of questions around it. So let's continue the conversation in the comment section down below. Let me know your thoughts on day 1 in court and some highlights that stood out for you. Thanks so much for watching. Catch you on our next upload.